What's up, gamers? It's your host, Cobra, and today we're deep diving into Phantom Galaxies' massive public sale announcement. Now, first things first, we don't have a specific date for the sale just yet, but they did announce that the public sale is going to take place in March. That's next month, so you've got a little bit of time to prepare, but not a whole lot because this is coming sooner rather than later. In addition, this update is beefy, to say the least. So I have included several links below, including to the Discord where you can get lots of details and ask questions yourself, as well as to the Medium article and a PDF specifically on the planet sale. However, we're going to dive into all of those things, so we've got you covered. And before I go any further, please double check to make sure that you've hit that subscribe button. We're going to be covering Phantom Galaxies along with a whole bunch of other games, and you don't want to miss any of that great content. Today, we're going to dive into how to get your hands on a starfighter, how to get your hands on an avatar. Those two things are both going to be required to play the game, and how to get your hands on a planet if you're interested in making a little bit bigger investments. The Phantom Galaxies team put together this great diagram to help break down all of the different options available to collectors and investors today, which is really helpful, but it is incredibly busy and there's quite a bit on there. So we're going to break it down. And before we get into the specifics, there's a couple of things that you need to know. The project currently has two different NFTs in its collection today. The first one is called the Halberd, and that was airdropped to literally everyone that signed up for the website before a certain cutoff date, I believe back in December. Those are readily available and not very expensive to purchase today because the quantity is huge. Then there is the Hopeful NFT. There's only 2,500 of those, and they were airdropped only to the first 2,500 users who are in Discord and registered on the website. So we start off with the Pristine Fleet Starfighter, and that can only be obtained if you have a Pristine Fleet Mintpass. So how are you going to get your hands on said Mintpass? You need a total of 6 Halberd NFTs, 1 that you're going to hold for your set, 5 that you're going to redeem for the episode 2 poster, and then you're going to need to purchase the episode 3 and episode 4 poster for 0.1 ETH each as well. Holding a complete set of those 4 items will get you the Pristine Fleet Mintpass. A step above that will be the Veteran Fleet Mintpass, which will get you the Veteran Fleet Starfighter as well. And to get that Starfighter, you're going to need the same 4 posters, but each one is going to need to be redeemed with a completion badge so that you can upgrade to the Veteran tier. If you want both, you're going to need a total of 12 Halberd NFTs so that you can complete 2 full sets, and you're going to then redeem only one of those sets. So to recap, because it's important and I assume everybody wants to get their hands on a starfighter, for each starfighter that you're going to earn, you need 6 Halberd NFTs, plus you need to plan on spending 0.1 on 2 additional posters each, so a total of 0.2 ETH plus whatever it costs you to round up those 6 Halberds for each Mintpass that you're going to earn, and you need to double that and do at least twice that amount if you want to get both. So we're all set to get ourselves a starfighter or 2, but you're going to need an avatar to pilot said starfighter as well, and luckily they've given us a couple of options in order to get your hands on an avatar, and that's good because one of the options is awfully expensive. So let's start right there. You can get your hands on the Ellipse Gene Sample, which is effectively a Mintpass for a more rare avatar, by purchasing and holding a Hopeful NFT. Now, currently, the Hopeful NFT is going for about 1.3 ETH, which is not a small investment, but it comes with a whole bunch of additional benefits that we're going to cover on in the planet section. If you don't have that kind of money to spend, and I don't blame you, then there is a much cheaper way to earn yourself an avatar as well, and that is to complete all 4 episodes and earn all 4 completion medals. Having a full set of episode medals is going to get you a Zveta gene sample, which will be the more common avatar Mintpass and something that you can earn for free. Finally, it is time to talk about the planet sale, and honestly, this is the part that has me the most hyped up because planets are land NFTs, and land NFTs in gaming and metaverse projects typically provide passive income opportunities, and that is no exception here with Phantom Galaxies. A couple of things that you need to know about planets is, number one, they're not going to be cheap. So this is something you should consider an investment in the game, and it is absolutely not something that you need to play and enjoy the game itself. There's not going to be an IDO. Instead, owners of planets will be airdropped an initial supply of the the Phantom Galaxy token when that day comes. So if you want to get yourself tokens, you're going to need to purchase a planet of some type in order to get your hands on that token, that initial token supply. Now, you're also going to be able to earn Phantom Galaxy tokens over time by staking your planet. However, they've added a really interesting wrinkle that I've only seen in a couple of other projects, and it's one that I rather like. The more that players actually interact with your planet, the more you're going to earn. And depending on the size of the planet will depend on the number of players that can visit you at any given time. So by providing some sort of in-game benefit or interest to the actual players, you're going to be able to earn more, which is really, really exciting. For that reason alone, we are going to try to get our hands on the biggest planet that we possibly can for the free roll, because I want to do all sorts of really interesting events, both with my guild as well as with viewers and subscribers of the channel. So a token airdrop, staking to earn additional tokens, and creating an in-game community to earn additional tokens are all really cool and really valuable features and utility that planet NFTs are going to give you. But how do you get your hands on a planet? Luckily, there are 2 options here as well, and the first one is not guaranteed but doesn't cost anything more than a little bit of your time. If you earn an episode 2 completion medal, then you're going to be automatically entered into a raffle for one of 7,500 whitelist spots. Now, 7,500 sounds like a lot. However, there are tens of thousands of people that own the Halberd NFT, which means that there are tens of thousands of people that have access to the alpha and episode 2 when it comes out, which means there's going to be a lot of people entering this raffle. In fact, if you're interested, even if you can't really afford it, I highly recommend that you enter, and likely a ton of people are going to do this to get the entire medal set for the guaranteed avatar as well, which means it's not guaranteed or even likely that you're going to get a whitelist spot through this method, but I highly recommend that you give it a shot anyways. The second option is much more straightforward, though it is not cheap. I mentioned earlier that the Hopeful NFT also had utility around getting your hands on a planet, and it is arguably the most important piece of utility that they have announced for that NFT so far, because if you hold a Hopeful NFT, you get on the whitelist automatically and you get to start buying an hour earlier. Now, this is important because there's more than one type of planet, and the bigger planets will allow you to do more in-game and host a lot more players, so they're going to be very in demand. However, they are currently set to be very, very limited. In fact, here is the breakdown of quantities that we are expecting for that first public sale. You're going to notice there's only 200 planets and there are 10,000 asteroids. Now, this is actually one of the few parts of the announcements that I am really disappointed in. And honestly, it's not a game thing or an economy thing. It's really more branding and marketing. But man, they're calling it a planet sale and everybody wants a planet. However, the vast majority of people are only going to be able to get either a small or large asteroid. Now, they have the same functionality as the planets, they're just smaller versions. However, large asteroid is such a lame name, and really that doesn't get me very excited. So if anybody from the team is watching, I highly recommend you consider renaming just that tier specifically. Asteroid as the entry level seems fine to me for that 7,000 quantity of the smallest type of land. However, we need to do better than large asteroid for the next tier up. I recommend something along the lines of a moon or a dwarf planet, and if there's any ability to, maybe increase the amount of quantity on some of these small, medium, and large planets as well. No joke, here at the Freeroll, we would be happy to spend $150,000 to get ourselves a large planet if that were an option, but the reality is there's only 3 of them, and I have no reason to expect that even holding a hopeful NFT is going to give me a chance to buy one of those. Whew! That was quite an information download, and if you're still with me at this point in the video, your head might be spinning a little bit, so let's boil it down to the basics. If you're interested in playing Phantom Galaxies, what do you need to buy? The answer there is a very simple nothing. Phantom Galaxies is going to be available for traditional players to simply purchase the game. Expect that to be 60 or 80 bucks when it launches. So you don't need any of these NFTs to play the game. However, you want at least one Halberd NFT so that you can play through the alpha version. And the alpha version is going to provide some benefits because you can earn additional rewards for no extra money at all simply by playing the game. Also, it's very likely to give you a little bit of an advantage when the game launches, since you'll be familiar with the gameplay already. Now that said, my recommendation as a minimum investment into Phantom Galaxies is that you purchase at least 6 Halberds. Now, as a reminder, remember you're going to spend an additional 0.2 plus potentially some gas to purchase posters number 3 and 4. In addition to getting poster number 2 for 5 Halberds, and Halberd is poster number 1. So completing the set will include some additional purchases. However, 5 extra Halberds is a relatively small investment to make today, and a great opportunity to get yourself a really cool collectible for the game. Now for planets, my recommendation is simple. Skip it if you're not interested in strictly making an investment into the game. You don't need it for playing, and you're going to be able to have lots of fun by visiting my planet or several others if you don't own one yourself. However, you may as well get into the raffle for a whitelist spot because it doesn't cost much. You just need to hold at least one Halberd NFT, and you're likely going to be doing the alpha episodes anyways to check out the game and to earn some of the other rewards that are available. And if you do happen to land yourself a whitelist spot, even if you're not interested in owning a planet yourself, that's going to be a very likely easy flip opportunity. Now, this is not financial advice, but I do expect that those whitelist spots are going to be at a premium, and it looks like you're going to get an actual Mintpass type of ticket that I assume will be something you can sell, so you don't even necessarily need to spend any additional money if you win that spot. Now, if you're serious about planets and want an opportunity to get yourself a more premium piece of land, then you really have no choice but to suck it up and buy the hopeful NFT. Now, at today's price, I do think that's likely a good investment. However, really hard to say. And again, this is not financial advice. Keep in mind that these NFTs were given out for free. And anytime that is the case, it is much more likely that the people who own them are going to sell them, and selling them requires listing yours at a price that will move, and since they're all the same, that means undercutting. So we already saw after the announcement, the price spiked up to 2.8 ETH, and it's already right back down to where it was pre-announcement, which is about 1.2, 1.3 ETH. Now, I expect it'll likely rise as we approach the sale date and excitement for the sale builds, but that is never guaranteed, and that would not be the investment that I am recommending. However, I do think that getting your hands on a planet of any type, even if it is a small asteroid, is going to be worthwhile. This game looks like it's going to be very, very popular, and so being able to stake and earn tokens is going to be valuable utility, and you won't really have any other opportunity to get that within this game. So let's put a bow on this video. The minimum purchase is 1 Halberd NFT if you didn't get one of those airdropped to you for free. The lowest recommended purchase from the Freeroll is 6 Halberd NFTs so that you can get yourself a starfighter down the line. And if you're serious about making a big investment into this game, you're gonna need land, which means you need a planet, which means you're gonna need the hopeful NFT to guarantee yourself that spot. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you did, consider giving us a follow on Twitter, and also double check that you've hit that subscribe button and like the video. It really helps support the channel as we attempt to grow, and only takes a second to click the button.